Hello, my name is Md Azman Intisar Muntaludar and my University of Hertfordshire ID is 240444796. Here is my student ID. In this video, I will advise Sulayman on his rights and remedies following his purchase from Amjad Furniture Store. As this is a business-to-business contract, I will be referencing the Sale of Goods 1979, key case law, and other supporting authorities. The first issue is with the tables. Sulayman ordered 25 extra large grey marble tables, but was delivered 10 medium tables, 9 wooden tables, and 1 correct table. This is a clear breach of Section 13, Subsection 1 of the Sale of Goods Act 1979, which is sale by description. To establish a breach, three elements must be established. First, existence of a description. The phrase 25 extra large grey marble table is a specific description defining quantity, size, material, and color, much like the term Norwegian herring meal did in Ashington Biggers Limited and Christopher Hill Limited. Second, the description is a term of the contract. This description was central to the contract, not a mere praise. Sulayman ordered based on the specifications, which was formalized in the written contract he signed. This mirrors the principle of Beale and Taylor, where a car's description was a key term. Thirdly, reliance on the description. Sulayman, as a business buyer, relied on the seller to provide goods matching this description. His reliance is evident from his anger upon receiving mismatched goods. This is a contrast from the case of Harlington and Leicester Enterprise Limited and Christopher Hull Fine Art Limited, because here someone was the expert, not Sulayman. Due to the clear breach of Section 13, Subsection 1, and the following principle of Arcos Limited and E. Ronason and Son, that even minor deviation can justify rejection, someone has the right to reject the entire delivery of the tables. Moving into the next issue, which is the chairs. Sulayman received 100 chairs but only inspected one box, finding grease marks and scuffs there. Someone had stated the chairs were ex-display and comes with some wear and tear. This concerns Section 14, Subsection 2 of the Sale of Goods Act 1979, which is satisfactory quality. Though this is an objective test, would a reasonable person find chairs with grease marks and scuffs satisfactory, considering they were sold as ex-display at a reduced price? While minor imperfections are expected, as established in Rogers and Paris, goods must still meet a reasonable standard. Significant scuffing and grease marks exceeds the standard. Therefore, someone has a right to reject the chairs for the breach of Section 14, Subsection 2. Crucially, under Section 35, Subsection 2, he has not lost his right through acceptance, because he has not had a reasonable opportunity to examine all the chairs. He should inspect the remaining boxes. Under Section 35A, he can then reject the defective chairs while accepting if there is any one that's satisfactory. Moving into the next issue, which is the sofa. Now let's address the leather sofa. Sulayman specifically asked if the leather would irritate people with skin conditions, and he was given a clear assurance. His daughter subsequently felt allergic, which directs to the breach of Section 14, Subsection 3 of the Sale of Goods 1979, which is fitness for a particular purpose. The court uses a clear three-question test from Jason Limited and Boyhan, and also later relied upon the BSS Group PLC and Makers Limited to determine if the breach has occurred. First, was a particular purpose made clear to the seller? Yes. Unlike in Griffith and Peter Conway Limited, where the buyer had a hidden sensitivity, Sulayman expressly raised a specific purpose, that the sofa needed to be suitable for individuals with skin conditions. He moved beyond the ordinary purpose of simply sitting and communicated a particular need related to material composition and safety. Second, were the goods reasonably fit for the purpose? No. The severe allergic reaction suffered by his daughter is direct evidence that the sofa was not fit for the communicated purpose. The highest quality leather evidently contained something that caused skin irritation, making it unfit for the purpose that Sulayman outlined. And thirdly, did the buyer rely on the seller's skill and judgment? Yes, Sulayman relied on someone's expertise when he accepted her assurance that there would be no issues. His decision to purchase on the basis demonstrates clear reliance. The seller cannot now argue that his reliance was unreasonable, as they actively invite it with their confident advice. To conclude, all the three parts of the Jason test are satisfied. Therefore, the sofa is in a breach of Section 14, Subsection 3. This is a condition giving Sulayman a right to reject the sofa. Now, moving on to the next issue, which is acceptance. A crucial point that the furniture store will likely raise is the concept of acceptance. Under the Sale of Goods Act 1979, someone has already claimed it's too late to cancel, suggesting Sulayman has accepted the goods. However, the law is on his side again. Under Section 35 of the Sale of Goods Act 1979, a buyer is deemed to have accepted goods only in three ways: by expressly saying the seller has accepted them, which he did not. He did not intimated acceptance. In fact, he did the opposite by calling and complaining angrily the very next day. Second, by doing an act inconsistent with the seller's ownership, like selling them to another customer. He has not acted inconsistently with the seller's ownership. Unpacking boxes to inspect the goods is a normal and necessary step, not an act of ownership. And thirdly, by keeping them for longer than a reasonable time without intimating rejection. Most importantly, he has not kept the goods beyond a reasonable time. The case of Clegg and Anderson made it clear that a reasonable time includes the time needed to actually discover the defects. A rash from the sofa or grease marks on the chairs are latent defects. They aren't apparent on a simple visual inspection. Even in the harsh case of Bernstein and Townsend, the buyer was given 3 weeks, a decision widely criticized. Sulayman has acted within 24 hours, which is a reasonable time. Furthermore, regarding the chairs, he has not yet unpacked. Section 35 subsection 2 protects him. He cannot be deemed to have accepted any goods until he has had a reasonable opportunity to examine them. He hasn't had this opportunity for 99% of the boxes that are still on the chair, that contains the chairs. Now I'll be talking about the remedies. For the table, he can reject all the tables for the breach of section 13 subsection 1. For the chairs, he can reject the defective chairs for the breach of section 14 subsection 2. He should inspect rest of the chair and use his right of partial rejection under section 35A if needed. For the sofa, he can reject the sofa for the breach of section 14 subsection 3. For any rejected goods, he is entitled to a full refund. He can also claim damages for any further losses. Under section 36, he do not need to send them back. He is advised just to inform them in writing about the rejection, and then it's their responsibility to collect the rejected products. In conclusion, someone's statement that Sulayman must accept the goods is legally incorrect. The Sale of Goods Act 1979 provides him with powerful remedies due to the seller's serious breaches. He should act promptly, formally, in writing, to reject the goods and preserve his rights. Thank you for watching the video.